record industry, the recording industry, they embraced it a little late in the game, and it's put us at a slight disadvantage where we need to do that. Now, me being a person who just considers myself to be creative, not the best, but just like a guy who likes to express himself in many different mediums, it makes sense for me because I can go and do something with Louis Vuitton, and then I can go and do in an ad with, with Revlon, and then, I can go make chairs. But what about the artist that hasn't been encouraged that way? What about the artist that, only thinks that, she has a decent vibrato and that, she's only got, one shot on American Idol? And for me, I just think that what you guys are, what this whole panel is about is like really honestly the future. And if we look at it correctly, there could be a great future for music that doesn't necessarily depend on brands, but live a lot better juxtaposed to brands. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense.
Live a lot better juxtaposed to brands. So put that in the context of one of your brands and how you would see the connection in using your music to help market your brand. And then if you can, just briefly extend that to another marketer.
Well, first of all, I think our biggest problem, just as a species, is that we always look at the now. We always judge our problems from now versus looking at history and the way that history works and what works for like mankind. Mm-hmm. And when you think about it, music is a part of, it's a part of everybody's everyday. It's a part of your senses. Mm-hmm. It's like every memory you've ever had is backed with a sound, music, and a smell, and visual information, and sometimes kinesthetic information, and that's how all memories are based. So when you think about like your summer of your high school years, it's defined by what music was playing at that time, what you were wearing, all those things. So if we look at music in that way, then you pull back from the mosaic, the answers start to really come to you, the bigger picture starts to come to you. And for me, I just feel like, look, what's a commercial without a song?
It's a perfect segue, Laura, to right? Looking at the reality. If you look at the issue of history in the industry, marketers were always a little concerned about working with musical talent, some of the challenges
right,
there.
But they use our music.
They use your music, but
whenever they want,
and
we get paid for it, but they use
pay.
our music. Yeah. That's why this panel is really important, because this is the, I'm sorry, I'm impeding on your space, but this is the moment. This is the day of reckoning, mm-hmm. and this is when something great can happen.
I think you're exactly right, because the challenge that brands have today versus 10 years ago is that brands have to be built very differently. We can't market at people. We can't talk to people. A really good brand is going to be of value. A really good brand is going to engage with someone on terms they care about. They're going to engage in something that people are passionate about. Digitas, we call it building an active brand, but really it's universal. And when you talk about music as touching every single one of us, depending on where we were in our time, I think the future of these partnerships is going to be depending on having a brand understand what people are passionate about and using music as a way to connect passions, not just, as you say, to put a piece of music on what we used to think of as a 30-second spot.
Yeah.
It's Pharrell used the comment "day of reckoning," which I love. Rio, you're kind of the point person in this day of reckoning, bringing together the music industry, the marketers, the consumers, the musicians. How do you see the model working in an ideal world, and what are the realities that you're confronting in trying to create this marriage?
Yeah, when we conceived Vevo, actually at Universal, we saw it as a platform to connect fans with great music, facilitated by brand partnerships, but at a global scale, right? Recognizing that billions of people on the planet love music, and that less people are buying music than ever before. So how do you connect with everybody that loves music, figure out ways to deliver them music experiences in a way that is a sustainable and scalable model for the music business, a way that generates some measure of value based upon the time, attention, passion, and energy that billions of people have for music worldwide. And essentially a platform that was compatible with the physics of the web, right, that embraced a massively distributed, highly syndicated, multi-platform world, and wasn't dependent on changing anybody's behavior and telling them what to do. And that could deliver real scale, targeted reach, but at significant scale to brands, to artists, so that we can be a place that's safe, that's comfortable, but that's also highest quality, high quality live events, high quality from an audio-visual perspective, original programming, basically a massive platform for fans, for artists, for brands to engage, to generate revenue, to delight and deliver experiences. So that concept of that was needed to help reorient the music business around the person that matters most, which is the fan that loves music. That's what we tried to do, and that's what we've been working on for the last 2 years.